The thing I want to talk about with this game, and this will close out the show perfectly, this kind of segues into a mini shower thoughts-esque thing, and hopefully we'll upload this as a segment. You know how when a team wins a national television game, they get interviewed on the side by the sideline reporter. And obviously we all know Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world right now, right? I think he's unequivocally the best. Kevin Durant said that he is arguably a top 10 player of all time.
He said that about Jokic.
He said that about Nikola Jokic.
Yo.
So keep in mind, let's get some context a little bit. They played each other 2 seasons ago in the 2023 playoffs when Kevin Durant got moved from Brooklyn to Phoenix. Jokic, that was probably one of the greatest playoff runs of all time statistically, especially by a center. And Kevin Durant said he's going to go down as one of the best big men to ever play the game. So now he said that he's arguably a top 10 player of all time. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
By the time Jokic retires, you could debate whatever sort of accolades he'll have. Whether he has 6 MVPs, whether he has 3 rings, doesn't really matter. When Jokic retires, where do you genuinely see him as far as all time goes? And was KD capping or not? Is this fact or cap?
KD said arguably top 10 right now.
Arguably a top 10 player of all time.
Right now.
I don't know if he means right now. I don't know if he means when he retires. I don't know. Kevin Durant is an interesting man. He says things that have very deep meaning to it.
Yeah.
So he probably means right now.
Okay.
I think you can have the argument, hence why he said arguably. I think right now he's top 20. He's not below 20. He could make up the top 10. I need some more rings, and maybe 2 or 3, and some more accolades. Maybe some records broken. Maybe 1 or 2 more MVPs. Maybe a DPOY.
He's never going to win that.
Okay, never mind. No DPOYs for you.
That's never going to happen.
Definitely more All NBAs. He'll get no shot.
Yeah.
All Stars, of course. I think the rings are what truly says it, and maybe 1 or 2 more MVPs. And I think he'll move up to top 10, bottom barrel, like 9, 10, 8, not top 5.
Yeah.
I kind of want to push back a little bit on the rings.
Push.
I think in this modern NBA, you're not going to have dynasties anymore. I don't think teams are going to win 5 rings in a row. I think the Warriors are kind of the end of that because the league is so talented. You're going to start seeing players all the way up with not that many championships as it is. Dirk's pretty high up in the all-time list. He only has 1 ring, right?
Yeah.
So
I
don't necessarily think Jokic needs to win 3 or 4 rings to get into the top 10.
I don't think so either.
Okay.
I think low-key he could probably get into the top 10 with 1 championship and 5 MVPs.
I don't think so.
If he wins 5 MVPs in 6 seasons, you don't think that's...
I think the minimum amount of championships you need to have to be in the top 10 is 2.
Okay, that's fair.
That's the minimum.
That's respectable.
I think he can get 2. And
I
that's
think
why
he
I think he will be a top 10 player by the end of his career. I think right now, no shot. And that's why I think I don't think it's possible for him to be in the top 10 right now. Like I think it's just like a completely bad argument.
Okay.
So
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think for me, Jokic is definitely going to make my top 10. Now, if he wins a couple more rings and wins more MVPs, I think he can get higher. I think Jokic, outside of Wemby, I think Jokic has the highest ceiling as far as all-time rankings goes.
Yeah.
Now, in my opinion, I think the top 4 are so far and away better than anyone. It's going to take a lot for someone to crack that LeBron, Jordan, Kareem, Larry Bird sort of mold at the top.
Okay.
But if Jokic goes on another one of those tears, like top 10, top 7, is all in play. And I think KD was being quite realistic here. I think Jokic will retire a top 10 player of all time.
I agree.
Yes.
The fact that he's having like a top 3 peak in NBA history and he's still in his peak, he's not even 30 yet, and he's still got all of this left.
Yeah.
Is just insane.
Yeah.
And I think we're witnessing something really special with this anomaly of a player, if that's the best way to describe it, because I don't think we're ever going to see anything like him again, at least in our lifetime. No.
Yeah. He's also super like his the longevity. I see him playing deep into like
Yeah.
his 30s.
He could play until he's 40. He won't,
Yeah.
but I think he could.
I think he absolutely could. Like I don't think we've seen a crazy injury from him yet.
No, he keeps
And
himself in good shape.
He's in great shape, and he's and his play style too. It's not something that would make you prone to an injury. So I can see him playing for a while at a high level as well. So I could see top 10 for sure.
Absolutely. I think what's the highest? Let's say Jokic wins. Let's say Jokic retires with 3 rings, 7 MVPs, 3 Finals MVPs, makes All NBA like 10 or 12 times, like a 12-time All-Star.
He'll be just outside top 5.
Where would you put Shaq?
Shaq
Top
for
6?
me right now is 6th.
So who's the center that's better than Shaq that you have above him?
Kareem.
He'll be just
I
outside.
don't think he'll pass Kareem,
He'll never pass Kareem.
No.
but I think he'll be
Jokic
right
would-
in between Shaq and Kareem.
Yeah.
Like that's his max.
Yeah, I think Shaq is his max.
Yeah.
Unless Jokic wins like 6 rings,
Right.
he won't flirt with the top 5.
Right.
He could flirt with the top 5 if he wins a couple more, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So-
can have the argument, 100%.
Yeah.
That's the ceiling, I think.
Oh, absolutely. So, yeah, pretty interesting. I think he's an interesting player.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I also want to say a comment on Kevin Durant, who's like, I feel like that's super humble of him to say.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Durant himself is already top 15, top 20 player all time.
Yeah.
I would say.
You can make the argument that he's higher than Jokic, too.
Right. And for,
Yeah.
for Kevin Durant to say that, I think credit to him, man.
Yeah, I
Man,
mean,
I love that.
Humble guy. I like him even more now.
Yeah.
Even though I used to hate him
Yeah,
a
you
couple years
did.
ago.
yeah, but
And
Katie's
he
always been
also,
humble.
right after saying, he said, and arguably the top 10 player all time in Jokic, and then he also said a Hall of Famer and an icon in Russell
He
Westbrook.
did say that.
He did say that.
Did
Really?
say that.
So the two of them squashed their beef like 4 years ago.
did
They're
that.
good now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would love to see them team up one more time,
Please,
just for
run
old
it
time's
back,
sake.
run it back.
They won't win shit, but I just want to see it happen. Like,
Wow.
I just want to see it once.
I love that.